Hi, this is Magnar and welcome back to Magnar Plays Magnar Mod. In the last episode we declared war on the Liguria and besieged the city of Genoa. Liguria, sorry. The Liguria were not really a Celtic tribe and not quite an Italian tribe either. They're somewhere in the middle, but currently both in vanilla and at the moment in this mod they have a Celtic roster. Later on, with further development of and improvement of our Celtic overhaul, we'll be making them more unique and less Celtic. So they'll have their own roster, which we will have to develop. There's another tribe around this area which is in the same boat as that. So I'm going to start the assault. I'm going to fight it. I was deciding last episode whether to actually fight this battle or not, and I've decided, yeah, I may as well fight it and showcase some of the current Celtic units that are released in the mod, and also can talk a bit about the Celtic overhauls, the current Celtic overhaul, and a bit about what we are planning on reworking, because we have been doing I've had a couple new mod members join up the team, and they've kind of been working on a Celtic overhaul from scratch, and then kind of comparing it to what I did myself pretty quickly back in the early days of the mod. And again, I want to have dry. Got some more missile units than they have, so dry is good. Okay, so let's. I'm going to attack these guys again. I'm going to try to go from, because I have the numbers, I'm going to go from all angles and try and just flank them and put them on more fronts than they can actually defend. So I'm going to put the cavalry all on the left flank over here. Maybe even make them hidden. Firstly, I'm going to have to change my speed of my camera, because I slowed it down for the I've been working on a preview for the Parthian roster, which has been finished, and I'm going to make a little preview like I did with the Germanic roster, and maybe even so that would be like a trailer, and maybe also do a preview where I talk about some of the decisions we've done and how we've why we've done the Parthians where we have, and some other stuff like that. Okay, so I want to have the slingers also in here. Astarte, and I'm going to put the Principes on the right flank, and the Triari will be with the Hastati to push through, as with the Sokie. Actually, I'll get the Sokie to come down in this right, no, left. I'll get the Sokie to come in the left, support the cavalry charging in there, Hastati to come down here, Principes through here, and if they have any units, if they want to fight here and to block my units off, then I'll send some skirmishers to come through here as well, maybe with a Triari unit just to flank them. And I'll get one skirmish unit over here. Okay. Commander can come with the Hastati, and I think it's all set. So there are some new types of units, combinations of weapons and such that are not actually in vanilla for the Parthians. So that's something which could be you might find interesting once I finally get around to finishing that video off. Now the Celtics, the ones that are currently released, roughly based on the EB roster. They gave me permission to get my inspiration from them and kind of roughly base it on their rosters, including a lot of the unit names. I then went through after that and did some quick research of my own and did some small changes and things like that to create a little. The roster isn't quite exactly as EB is, but it's a little different. And the next one that we're going to be doing will be quite significantly different to what we have now. Okay, so they're all going right into the middle. So I'll get the slingers here, just to be hanging out here firing. The Principes can move up. What have they got here? Tribesmen. Okay, these are 2 vanilla units here, which are part of the naval garrison. So the most naval units have not been touched in the mod yet, except for the mechanics of the naval. The naval mechanics, as I spoke about in a previous episode, have been completely overhauled. But the units are, of course, vanilla still. So that's why you have English names, Celtic tribesmen, for instance, there. Okay, what's happening here? Charge them in. These guys are getting pelted by the slingers, so they can just hang out there and keep doing that. Send a couple of, I guess I'm going to send the Hastati around the back now, as opposed to I was going to send the Soki, but that's not going to happen now. I don't even know where the Soki are. Oh, I didn't even move them, they're right at the back here. Okay, that explains why they weren't where I thought they were going to be. So missile damage is still quite high in this mod. You can see that these guys are still doing a decent amount of damage. Well, not to them, but to the unit that was there previously. So you do have to worry about them. Of course, they're going to be terrible at hand-to-hand combat, and it kind of makes that pre-engagement phase more important. That you have to worry about the slingers. Oh, what's happening over here? Okay. Wow, the Principes got pushed back. I forgot that I actually sent them in. Let's try it again, and we'll send some reinforcements here as well to back them up a little bit. And some levies. Those slingers are doing a good job. And I got the Triari in there as well too. Okay, this will be over shortly. They're completely boxed in here, so they shouldn't last too long. Once I get in with from all angles with all these units, it'll be good night Celtics. Liguria. Okay, and they're gone as well. How are these Principes going now? They're getting... they're okay. Lost 9 men, but that's alright. We're on the right flank here, so their shields are really going to be taken out of action, unless of course they do what they're doing now and they start firing at those with the shields in front of them rather than on the flank. But it seems to be having them waver a bit, which is good. We will also be replacing, or well, maybe not replacing, but adding to all the Celtic shields, so we'll be expanding the shield variety, as we have done with the Germanics and the Greeks already. So we'll be doing that also with the Celtic overhaul. The first few overhauls we did, being Romans and also the Celts, we didn't actually add that many, also Carthage, we didn't really add that many new textures, or if any, for some. So like Rome didn't have any new textures added, the Celtics didn't have any new textures added, and Carthage only had a few minor armor changes with a couple new textures. But the ones we've been doing since, we've been focusing much more on creating the look to give a much more polished look for the next update that we're going to be doing. Same with the Iberians also had quite a few new textures as well. Not so much with shields, but with armors and such like that. So pretty much all factions that we'll be doing after this will be trying to get them very polished before releasing them. That's why it's taking a lot longer than the overhauls we released initially, which took about a month and a half each. So now we're taking quite a lot longer. That's for textures, and it's also to spend a lot more time on the research part. There's a few mistakes with the rosters that we've got at the moment. Small things, and that's what I want to fix those. We will be fixing those for the 2.4. Okay, so that was, as expected, an easy battle. All retreating once they got charged from all angles. But unfortunately, I lost half a stack of Principes. That was unexpected. I forgot I had them in there. These units that the Liguria had, these are like the standard spear units. These are spear levy type units, and then they had some skirmishers and a slinger unit. So it wasn't really anything that could actually stand up to actual armored infantry like that we had in our army. So yeah, that's not a true reflection of how strong the Celts are. Again, I'm going to occupy this because I want to control all of Italy before I start subjugating. And it's the first foray into northern Italy, so I want to keep it relatively under control, so it's going to be occupied as opposed to raided. And level 5 general, excellent. Okay, what can you do this time? No. Morale's good. You get here extra wealth and reduced religious construction costs. It's not quite what I had in mind for this general. Something more to do with attacking would be nice. Replenishment reduced. So currently he gets morale. I think we can get better than that. Okay, we got campaign movement, great. Replenishment, great. Upkeep, yeah, that's really good. Decreased enemy siege, no. Melee defense for cavalry. It's more if I was a Parthian or Sarmatian faction, I might go for that. Tax rate, no. Morale, it's alright. Now I'm liking that reduced costs because this is the biggest armor we have, so reduced costs would be nice. That's what I'm going to go for. So where is that guy? Here it is. Efficient Praefectus Castorum. Grab him. And now for the level. Defense and increased missile attack range. That's nice to have. But I'm going to go here with more authority. You can see the authority, the effects of authority. What do we got? Increasing the aura of influence. And I think I might have to change the effects of these, what these actually give. See if I can anyway. So much to mod, so little time. Okay, one there, and lastly 10 ammunition and armor. I'm gonna go for this ammunition and armor. Yeah. Once we finally get archers and such, and when we fight against armies with armor, the effect, the bonus of armor against missiles in this mod is increased, so it's good. Okay, now we'll just hold out here for winter. Send the spy over into Medalan. I'll probably come around the top, come around through Medalan and then into Patavium. And the reason for that is when I attack here, if I attack Patavium, if I attack Patavium first, and then I attack here the Insurbes, I'll have to defend. No. I'll have to defend 2 cities with 1 army because the other one's only a half stack at the moment, and I want to keep the cash rolling in. So if I go this way, yeah, I guess I have to. The distance, I think, is a bit shorter, so they couldn't actually reach. That makes no sense, does it? Nope. But I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so end turn. And of course I forgot to convert all the buildings in Genoa, so they're all Celtic still, unfortunately. We're currently looking at all the buildings and the system for that, and one of the things we're looking at trying to implement, for those of you familiar with Rome 2, some of the old Rome 2 mods, non-aggression? No. Is that kind of government style building chain where you have you decide if you want to have it as what level of control you want to have over the region. So we're looking at ways to add that into the game, just to add a bit more depth to the building. Also, we'll probably try to have more buildings to upgrade. So you have, instead of only having up to 4 or 5 levels, we were going to try add quite a few more than that, just to give a bit more to it. Okay, the veterans increase rank. Recruit a dignitary. Don't mind if I do. But firstly, I'm going to do what I forgot to do last time and convert this religious building. I'm going to go for the main Latin culture influence and public order, because that's definitely required. And also, do I have enough for this? 1500? Yeah, cool. And the dignitary down south, I'm going to put it down here, because this is still struggling for public order. Okay, what do we got? Wealth from culture, that's good. Research rate. Reduce upkeep costs plus tax rate. That's nice. And reduce construction costs. I like this one. This is really good. It's not going to give me public order, but yeah, it's good enough. More money is always good. I'm going to see if I can get this guy out of this region now, and nope, still minus. Okay, he stays. Would really like to get him into Rome so I can start preparing to recruit for another army. So we're winter now. I'll check out the winter in this province. See, this province is hilly, and it's an oceanic climate, as opposed to, if we go down to Italia, we can see that it is a Mediterranean climate. So now we've got provinces in a new climate, and the effects of that. So here we've got minus for a warm winter, a warm and dry winter, which is kind of the best winter you can hope for in that kind of a climate. It's still minus 31% to campaign map movement. And here we have a warm, wet winter, so it's a little worse, but it's okay. The wetness really makes an impact on movement, it's more so than the cold. So the movement reduction here, if it was exactly the same, is probably a little bit less. Anything else to do here? Oh yeah, I accidentally recruited this guy last time. I adopted him by accident. So I've put the balance out. Not really, but the other houses have quite a lot. Alright, let's Alentone again, and then I'll look to finish off those Ligurian armies and probably take out Medellin at the same time if I can. Okay, so you've got this champion. You can get some more of that. Yeah, I'll get the more training. That's exactly what I want. This army is going to be elite. Now the Insurbes were definitely a Celtic people, so they will be having a Celtic roster. We're going to be looking at trying to, of course, make it a more specific AOR for all the Celts. So the Cisalpine Celts will have slightly different appearance than what the Gaulish Celts would have versus the Balkan versus Galatian, etc., and also the Boii, up in near Germania. Try to give some a unique look and appearance to each one of them. I think the types of art they used, you had more animalistic in the east, and more of the kind of knotwork and just lines and stuff in the west. And so that's kind of something we're going to be looking at representing, hopefully quite effectively. But haven't started yet on that rework yet. I'm going to use this turn to just jump straight in and declare war on them, I think, unless they've got some allies, which they don't. Now the holdout time for this settlement should be actually longer than what it is for the normal settlement, so let's check it out. It's still quite a small settlement, so it should have about +2 turns, and it's currently got 5 turns to surrender, so I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. Maybe my effects that I've added are not actually working, or it could be that I've got some bonuses to no, I don't think I have any bonuses to reducing siege length. I guess I'll have to test it on another settlement to see if I have what the base holdout time is, because 5 turns seems like a bit too much. Too little when you consider that. Let's grab some more of these. When you consider that it's 4 turns per year now, that means that settlement can only hold out for a little over a year, whereas these larger settlements can hold out for quite a lot longer than that, especially when you look at like the siege of Alesia and a number of other big cities. They all survived quite a while before starving. So I'm going to save it there and come back and fight this battle in the next turn, and hopefully these guys join in and it can be a nice big siege battle. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.